Hello everybody, this is Renault, and today we are going to do our daily challenge for Spelunky this May 25th, which is officially the Memorial Day. Let's go. And we're going to get started with Mr. Mustard. Now, for a long time I was playing Spelunky, and we lost Mr. Mustard because I got a new computer established and set up. And when I had to get my stuff set up from Steam onto my new computer, my Steam information with Spelunky did not get saved, and so we had to re-rescue Mr. Mustard. Now the thing is, I am not an expert player, so rescuing Mr. Mustard kind of took a while, but we've got him now, and we're going to start using him from now on. Now, this character, I've named him Mr. Mustard kind of as a little bit of a tribute to another guy who runs Spelunky named Ryuful. And Ryuful is like, he's pretty good. He's not an expert player. Like, sometimes when you watch expert players, it's a little bit dejecting because their experience and skill is kind of far above yours. And Ryuful is certainly a much more experienced and player than me. I've only been playing Spelunky for about a year or so. But, you know, he's pretty good. So anyway, he names the character he plays with as Mr. Ketchup. And Mr. Ketchup is the Super Meat Boy. If I take our dog down there, he will die. But anyway, Mr. Meat Boy, or Super Meat Boy, is one of the character designs, just like how Mr. Mustard here is just kind of a... Actually, you know what? I am going to keep this for the next level, just in case we get any arrow traps. I was going to use it to open up the... go down there, trigger the arrow trap, and then grab the gold, but it's much better to just carry this in case we get an arrow trap right at the start, and we did not, so we can open that up, and there's nothing inside. Let's see what's to the left. Nah, it's not worth it just to open that up and that teapot up or whatever, and pretty good chance we'll get nothing. Now, one of the things I would do sometimes is I would not kill the shopkeeper, but I find that, you know what, get good, son. It's part of getting good. You have to kill the shopkeeper every time. You just got to. That's part of being good. And every now and then, on rare occasion, I will choose not to kill the shopkeeper. But, you know, like I said, the true epitome of skill is to do it every time. Now, I made a mistake in that I need to go back up there and get the shopkeeper. Or at least his dead body. Come on. I've got something for you. Alright, we're gonna just sacrifice these two bad boys. Wah. Oh. Wah. Now, what I am not going to be doing is doing the ghost mining. The ghost mining is when the ghost walks over or flies over or floats over some of these gems, and it turns them white. For example, you see this red ruby down here? When a ghost walks over it or floats over it, it turns white, and it's worth like 5,000 points. And that's a way to rapidly increase your score. But it's very time-consuming, and I do not have the video editing software to fast-forward it. And so, I'm just not really going to do that, at least not on this run. Maybe in some future runs I will, just so that my 1 or 2 viewers can see what that actually looks like, but for the time being, nah. Okay, so that's the exit. Yeah. So, and that's one of the secrets to getting a really high score, is to do that ghost mining, and it's so time consuming. So one of the things I have to make sure I don't do, and I'm just shooting that off in case there's an arrow trap. Every once in a while, I'm running forwards, And then arrow trap right into the face. Come on down, baddie. There's nothing down there. So that shopkeeper, at the end, he's a pretty tough cookie. Actually, I heard a dog somewhere. Where's the dog? There's the dog. Okay, that's going to be pretty easy to get. The reason why I did that way is because it's much easier to hit things like that for me with the whip than with the gun. So we're just going to shoot until I think the shopkeeper is dead, and then he's dead. Now the reason why the music is continuing to go off is because you— oh shoot, puppy, I did not mean to kill you. Like, you might have saw that there was a shopkeeper trapped inside of a little hidey hole. He's still triggered. And so that's why the music changed. Even though the shopkeeper was dead. I was worried about that. Oh well. I generally don't need the shotgun until it's time to kill a shopkeeper. So no big deal there. I'll just get it later. Right. But what matters more than anything is that we, whoa, spiders everywhere. So what I'm going to do is actually grab this and then just run. Now, one thing that's useful to note, speaking of killing shopkeepers, I am not going to try and go down there and squeeze in. Right? Because that would have just made it hard. It's a lot easier to just do it the way I did. It cost me a bomb though, but again, if you get enough bombs, it doesn't really matter. Okay. I'll always look down, by the way. Always look down. Okay. Actually, you know what? Hold on. I am going to need you. And I didn't want to, but I'm gonna have to go get the dog. Just because there's a temple to Kali down there, and I want to sacrifice the dog to it. So off you go. Don't get killed down there, by the way. Okay. Oh, shoot. So, what I'm gonna try and do— oh crap— is sacrifice these shopkeepers. Hopefully, it'll be enough. Aha! That means when I whip this dog, I can take the dog's blood. Alright. Alright, that didn't go quite as well as I liked, but it went well enough. Getting the cup to Kali right in the first level, in the mines, is really great. So again, piranhas are easier to kill with a whip than with a gun. Oh. This is something I didn't necessarily need. I mean, when you are going for a high score, that's great. But when you're not going for a high score, it's not so great. Because you'd rather have a gun. So what I'm going to do is whip this dog twice. Because I'm collecting the blood. Then I'm going to kill this frog. Collect the frog's blood. And, hold on. I'm going to get some goodies, then I'm going to get out of here. What I believe is that it is always worth it to use one bomb to get access to one box or crate or whatever you want to call it. Actually, you know what? I don't need to use bombs. It's a sign. It's a sign. Aha. So what I'm going to do is whip this plant and suck out its life. Come on, plant. And then I'm just going to whip it until it explodes. Get the blood. Now, I can't really do this... do the exact same thing for this one. Whoa. So what I'm going to do is, we're going to go into the tongue of the worm. Now, you want to make sure if you're going to go inside, make sure you, go with it. Because there have been times where, I intended to get eaten, and I just didn't. Another thing, you always want to throw the dog on top of the tongue. Because if you throw it into the bottom, when the worm comes out, the dog might fall off the tongue, and then it's all for no reason. Now, this is actually pretty good, because there's no time limit here. That means I can, I don't have to worry about the ghost. Now, you have to keep a good lookout for these suckers, because they have a way of sneaking up on you. Again, there's no time limit, so I don't have to worry about the ghost coming. But it's really disappointing that the dog is right at the top. Let's look down. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Again, like I said, if you're not paying attention, these suckers can sneak up on you. So what I'm going to have to do is just... There's so many things I have to keep track of. Wah! Okay. Jeez, spikes everywhere. This actually kind of sucks pretty bad. Now, the reason why I did that is because, the bat, like I mentioned earlier, is hard to... Oh, crap. Ah! Oh, well. The bat is hard to hit with a gun, plus there's pushback. So if I were to try to come down, the bat would have hit me and then pushed me into the spikes. And that's why I was kind of trying to go all the way around, which would normally be a big deal, but then the bat came down, which I also anticipated. What I did not anticipate was the bacterium. That's those yellow things. That's this thing here. I did not expect that thing to come after me so quick. And that's why I said they're tricky. They'll sneak up on you. That's just my score. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.